Real controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them. Crises precipitate change.
Secretly plotting your demise. I want to devise a virus.
Hello everyone, Darko 2012 here, and this is Global Government News. I'm covering an article titled National Worker ID Proposed in Comprehensive Immigration Bill from March 11th, 2010. This is, of course, due to the failure of having all of their slaves RFID chipped by now. They will keep trying to push it any way that they can to get us closer and closer to being tracked and traced like little cattle. And so it says President Obama is scheduled to meet with Senators Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, and Lindsey Graham, Republican of South Carolina, later this week to discuss a comprehensive immigration reform bill, or CIR. At controversy is a proposed national worker ID, which would be at the center of the senators' proposed immigration bill currently being worked on in the U.S. Senate. To combat critics of CIR, who say that once it is passed, more illegal immigrants will flood the United States, Senators Schumer and Graham will introduce a national worker ID. The new ID card would be embedded with information such as fingerprints or the scan of veins in the top of the hand to tie the card to the worker. The ID card would be required for all legal U.S. workers, including citizens and immigrants. If implemented, all new workers, including teenagers, would be phased in with an initial focus on industries that are known to employ illegal immigrants. Critics of the new ID card, like the American Civil Liberties Union, say that it would be a massive invasion of privacy. Chris Calabrese, legislative counsel for the ACLU, was quoted as saying, "We're not only talking about fingerprinting every American, treating ordinary Americans like criminals in order to work. We're also talking about a card that would quickly spread from work to voting to travel to pretty much every aspect of American life that requires identification." However, Senator Graham disagrees with critics comparing the ID cards to an extension of our current system, saying, "We've all got Social Security cards. They're just as easily tampered with. Make them tamper-proof. That's all I'm saying." But no, it's not about that. You're not even supposed to carry your Social Security card with you. This is something that you're going to have in order to have work. This is something that will be spread to, if you got to have it to travel, you got to have it to do all kinds of stuff, and this is how it goes. This is how they incrementally introduce the population to more little gadgets. Like I said, they couldn't get us chipped, or at least at least I think that I'm not chipped, but you never know. I was born in 1980, so God only knows if they were sticking them in, because they're smaller than the size of a piece of rice. So I mean, it would be pretty easy to stick those things into vaccines, which I got plenty of in the military. So it says, according to Senator Schumer, employers would be able to buy a scanner to check the IDs for as much as $800, and small employers could take their applicants to a government office such as the Department of Motor Vehicles and have their hands scanned there. The White House has not yet to comment on the proposal or the proposed national ID, worker ID. If you are interested in visas to the USA, contact Migration Expert for information and advice on which visa is best suited for you. And this is immigration site, so that's why they're talking about that. But there you go, everybody. The Comprehensive Immigration Bill, which has probably really nothing to do with immigration. It has everything to do with making and treating liberty-minded, law-abiding American citizens like slaves. And I mean, it's nothing more than that. But it's just like all the other bills that they pass. They can't just pass a bill to make it into law that's just the national ID. No, they gotta take that sucker and smash it into something else so that the people that don't see the bigger picture, who are the sheep who have their heads bare in the sand, will say, well, what? You're not for illegal immigration, are you? It's like, no, I'm just for my privacy. Why does that have to be? Why does everything with privacy and liberty have to be sacrificed in order to have quote security? Because that's all they do. Everything is about in the name of security. So here you have this immigration bill that's much like the cap and trade bill, which isn't going to have anything to do with helping the planet and stopping pollution, even though they just redubbed it pollution reduction instead of cap and trade. And just like the healthcare, it's not going to really help your health. It's going to actually make you worse. It's going to make you less healthy. It's called eugenics. And it's not about the, and the insurance companies help write it, just like the oil companies help write the cap and trade bill. So it has, this is all, we're in the world of upside down, left is right, and right is wrong. So, and like I said, they're not going to just take one single issue and then put it and have people debate on it and run it like this national ID. No, they have to smash into other things, just like the unemployment benefits that were extended yesterday and passed into law, which, that's great and everything, even though we don't really have the money to pay it out, right? We're just going to write it off and go into a further, deficit and debt and whatever, right? If we're going to go down and crash and burn, let's do it in style. So, but, that's how they do this. They take something, that's what I call they're playing with people's lives here, where they're taking unemployment benefits and then they're smashing in with another bill that's going to help fund low-income community organizations, among other things, that most people wouldn't be for, but because it has the unemployment benefits in there, what are you for leaving all these people out to dry? And as I believe it was Henry Reid or the Democrats said, hey, we're not that heartless, but they are heartless bastards, and they play mind games with the American people. And instead of just voting on single issues at a time, no, they have to stick issues that are important, or they stick issues that strip your liberty and your sovereignty away from you and your income, and then they'll stick it in with something else that is not that bad, that the majority of the people can agree on. So if you're against that, they'll just say, oh, you're against the RFID chip. Oh, you must be for kidnapping children. It's like, no, I'm just for my privacy. It's like, oh, you're not for the body scanners. You must be for terrorists. You must be a terrorist. Like, no, I just like my privacy. So they're just going to keep playing these mind games with this over and over again. So let's see if this thing gets passed. Hopefully it doesn't. Thank you.